Rock climbing is the act of ascending steep rock formations. Normally, climbers use gear and safety equipment specifically designed for the purpose. Strength, endurance, and mental control are required to cope with tough, dangerous physical challenges, and knowledge of climbing techniques and the use of essential pieces of gear and equipment are crucial. Well, Ibrahim, you've just completed your first ever rock climbing experience, and I see you're here with us in one piece. How did it go?
For one thing, I can tell you that it wasn't boring. I've always found rock climbing to be a very interesting sport. I wanted to learn more about it, but for me, there was only one way to find out. Let's watch.
About 45 minutes from Ras Al Khaima lies Wadi Al-Bih, a dry riverbed surrounded by beautiful mountains. There aren't many rock climbers in the UAE, but there are some, and this is one of the places that they climb. John Gregory is a courier by occupation and an avid rock climber by hobby.
Because I enjoy it. It's been a bit of a passion for most of my life.
What do you enjoy about it?
It's a bit of everything. There's a challenge, there's a physical challenge, there's the pleasure if you're climbing well, of the movement, the people you meet. Whenever you travel, you're going to go to climbing places, you're going to meet people from all over the world. Becomes a way of life as much as anything else.
I asked John if he would guide me on my first rock climbing experience.
Right. Okay, we're already here, John, but what do I need to know before we get started?
Okay, well, this is where we're going to climb. I'm going to go up first, attach the rope. The other end of the rope is going to be attached to you, and you will belay me to protect my safety. And I will be putting bits of equipment in on the way up the climb, different bits of equipment. And if I fall off, you will hold me on the belay device and protect my fall.
I learned that rock climbing requires a mix of strength, skilled technique, balance, and mental fortitude to cope with the dangerous physical challenges. Climbers usually work in pairs, with one climbing and the other belaying. The leader climbs up, occasionally placing protectional devices until he reaches the top.
When climbing, both the hands and the feet deserve equal respect. If you'll notice, I'm not only looking up to where I'm going to put my hands, I'm also looking down to where I'm going to place my feet next. Now, if I use my feet correctly, I can put a lot of pressure on my legs and push up with my legs rather than pulling up with my hands, making it a much easier climb.
Once I reached safety, I realized that, besides John, two camming devices jammed into a crack in the rock were the only things that would have held me if I slipped.
If I'd have known that's all that's holding us, I would have never came up here.
Our next challenge was figuring out the best way to descend. John decided that safely rappelling me back down was the best idea. And needless to say, I was very happy to be back on the ground.
Rock climbing is a very dangerous sport and should never be attempted except under expert supervision. Even then, rock climbers should exercise extreme caution. Mavish, how are you with heights?
Ibrahim, not